I'm gonna call him Dak. There's
Dak.
a guy, Dak, and he's got like a giant key sword. And he's trying to unlock like a chest, and like Goofy is a sidekick, and they're going around, and he thinks the chest is here, but instead of the chest being there, he's got to help like Mickey cook some pancakes.
Right. Hello everyone, your Hat Boys are back. My name is Keith.
My name is Brandon.
And welcome to another Tank Talk here in our new zone.
Now Keith, do you think that you will eventually diversify your hat portfolio?
I think I will diversify my hat portfolio because this hat will not go with everything. But the reason I'm wearing the hat now is because look at my hair, folks. Can't be a famous TV personality with bad hair.
I think when it comes to hats, you have to, you got to set aside, you got your hats that you don't mind getting messed up, then you got your nice hats. Like, this is a hat that I would not wear this camping or something. This is a hat that I think it looks nice, I want to wear it. Now, I have other ones that I got just because I thought, well, it's really cheap. I think it kind of looks cool. I don't care if it gets messed up.
Right.
And I love those hats because if they get some dirt or grease or whatever, I'm not upset about it.
Makes them better.
Just a throwaway hat.
Right. This is not a throwaway hat. I consider this to be my nice hat. This is my going out hat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm wearing it on Tank Talks. That's why you're wearing yours on Tank Talks.
It's good. I'm glad we got our niceness.
Speaking of hats, there's something that comforts you.
What is that?
Hats comfort you. You know what else comforts me?
What?
Coffee in the morning. You know what else? You know what coffee is?
What?
A drink. Time for the Tank Drank of the Week, folks.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ree, what we got?
This week we got Stoke Cold Brew Coffee. Low and slow, 10-hour brew.
I like the branding. Let's show it.
It's not too sweet.
I like the branding on there. I like what it looks like. I like what they're doing here. So you want me to cut this? You want me to grab this?
We gotta shake well.
Oh, we gotta shake well. We don't have a refrigerator in the new studio, so we had it in a cooler.
Yeah.
So if you have your television set to 4D, you would have felt a little bit of moisture coming off of this bottle. But you can't go back and do it, so don't go back and set
That's
your TV
what
to
people
4D.
tune in for.
Yeah. The 4D. Brandon, you don't like roller coasters, but would you ride one of those 4D rides where you just go into a theater and then every now and again your seat vibrates or they shoot water at you?
As long as I wasn't killed, yes.
Yeah, you likely wouldn't be, but I mean, I've heard of some bad things happen. I'm gonna pull you up. Ooh, got a little pop.
I like that it's a glass container, and I like the pop.
I love a good glass.
I don't like that they don't have any facts. Snapple has spoiled me to where whenever I pop off a top, I expect to see something about a lizard or maybe the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, every glass needs a fact, and that's a fact, Jack. All right, Focaroonies.
Gotta read about this. They're brewed at low temperatures, a bold flavor.
I just tasted it. I'm sorry. I don't want to form an opinion yet until you taste it. You want to like put it together?
Clink.
Cheers.
You gotta add in a sound effect like clink. Could you?
Sorry about that. We had a brief little cut, imperceptible to you. Not imperceptible, but it's a very short time. To us, it was about 10 minutes. We had a technical difficulty, but we're here and we're about to test this. We're about to taste this Stoke Drank. It really is. The fact that they put not too sweet on there is important because it really is not too sweet. This is actually really good. I'm going to say Stoke. If I ever buy bottled iced coffee in a gas station, I will buy Stoke and not Starbucks.
You know, I really like the smell of it, but I hate the taste of it.
Because you don't like the taste of coffee.
I'm especially not a cold coffee person. I need hot coffee, and even at that point, I need a lot of not just creamer, but like a French vanilla cream or something.
Well, this is vanilla.
Yeah.
Not vanilla enough, though.
I think that I enjoy this more than just a regular cup of coffee, though.
That's good. Well, Brandon, we're having a fun video for you today.
Okay.
The E3 conference was a couple of weeks ago. We're far removed from it. But you and I mean, on Game Talks, we discussed it. Will and I have discussed some things. I've talked about E3 a lot on some videos and stuff. But you and I have not discussed E3. Do you know what E3 is?
It's
with confidence.
Some gaming stuff.
It is a conference that happens every year. It's the Electronic Electronic something Expo.
I used to tune into that thing, but then I got annoyed because they never covered the NASCAR games.
Yeah, they're not going to cover the NASCAR games, my friend.
Politics.
Yeah, politics. That's the problem. But E3 is essentially, it's just video game heaven. We're announcing all the new video games. We're showing you what we're making. There's big stuff coming. People get real excited.
Yes.
That's no different this year. We got some big games to be excited about. We're going to bring some of that Tank Media Games energy over to Tank Media Network.
Oh,
because today we're going to play a game, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
That game is called... Can Brandon guess what this game is about? So I'm going to read Brandon the title of some upcoming games that were either announced or updated. They gave us an update on them at E3 2018 this year. And I'm going to read Brandon the title of that, and I'm going to see if he can't tell me what that game is about. I want to know what that game is about, what playing that game is like what's the play of it? Is it a first-person shooter? Is it a platformer? Is it like a third-person, like adventure game? Whatever. Is it a puzzle game? I don't know. I want to know that, and I want to know who the main character is.
So what's about, how it's played, and who's the main character?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, just give me any extra information that you have, please. So I'm going to open up my list here on my phone. So our first one is going to be a fairly difficult one. This one is called Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yes.
What is Ori and the Will of the Wisps about?
Ori, it's about a 12-year-old boy.
Okay.
Who he's always disrespecting his mother's garden, and one day he is transported to Plant World where everyone is plants, and the wisp are these like kind of fairy-esque plants, and he has to try to help them rescue their princess. So it's kind of like a game where you're just you're going through levels and you're trying to get to the princess, and along the way you're learning about how to respect plants.
Okay. What and the main character's name?
Ori.
Okay, you do. So we're going to give you 0.3 points for the main character. I will say the general ambiance you're describing is kind of accurate. I'm going to read the description and I'll tell you what I know about the game. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is an upcoming platform adventure Metroidvania video game developed by Moon Studios and published by Microsoft Studios for Microsoft Windows and Xbox One. It's a sequel to the 2015 title Ori and the Blind Forest and was announced during Electronic Entertainment Expo 2017. So they updated us on this one. Essentially, you play the kind of this offshoot of a magical tree that produces this light that kind of holds the whole world together. That gives power to the whole world. In the first game, the light was destroyed, and you were the last kind of vestige of this light. And you traveled the world, getting new powers to go to new areas and restore the three elements. Okay. I finished this game last week. It was a lot of fun. A Metroidvania. It's a 2D kind of. You go across and you go through this little map, and you get new powers to take you.
Metroid was the alien lady that rolled around, right?
Metroid is that's the enemies in the game where Samus lives. You ever played Super Smash Brothers? You know about Samus? No. Okay, well Samus is the girl with who is in the suit with the one arm shooting gun.
I used to play that in Walmart.
Okay, well cool.
What's the next one you got, Keith?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a lot of fun. All right, the next one, Cyberpunk 2077. What happens in Cyberpunk? How do you play it? What's it like? What's the main character's name?
Cyberpunk 77 as
2077.
2077. It's a futuristic kind of like Tony Hawk, his games, and so what you're doing is you need to play like a story mode, or you can play like a versus and like race or go to freestyle battles with your skateboard.
But it is skateboarding.
Yeah, you're skateboarding.
Wheels or hover skating?
Hover skating.
Oh, of course.
And the main person is called Brewster.
Brewster.
And that's how you play it through his story. And it's like parents just don't understand it, but he's going around and he gets hired by like a fake Mountain Dew company. And they
fake Mountain, okay.
Yeah, because they branding, they can't do Mountain Dew.
Right.
But they start paying him, and he's got to go around and graffiti up things.
Okay.
And, just kind of roll around and just kind of be a punk.
So a futuristic skating game where you're a skater punk that has to tag things for a fake Mountain Dew company.
Yeah.
Brandon, I can give you 0 points for that. Not even the name is correct. That is so far off. It is not even funny. Hopefully it was humorous. Cyberpunk 2077 is an upcoming role-playing video game developed and published by CD Projekt, releasing for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Adapted from the tabletop game Cyberpunk 2020, it is set 57 years later in dystopian Night City, California. Yes. An open world with 6 distinct regions. In a first-person perspective, players assume the role of the customizable mercenary V, who can apply experience points to stat upgrades to reach prominence in the character classes Netrunner, Techie, and Solo. This game is an action game. You shoot stuff. It's an RPG where you go around and you talk to people and you have an adventure and there's a story. You play a cybernetically altered human, I think, named V. You can choose a male or female and you shoot things. So you are completely and utterly wrong. Next is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. What is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice?
It's about a young girl whose parents are murdered in front of her, and they send her to America. But like she's like a baby, so she doesn't know about her heritage. So like she's here, but she starts realizing that like she's just a little faster and a little more different than like all the people around her. And then one day she's like trying to find out her family tree, and her parents say like, "Oh well, you know, we don't know that much about your family, but there's this guy," and she goes and visits Uncle Hiroshi, and he he shows her like her past, and so she dons on the will of the ninja, and she goes to kill the people who killed her family. Who killed her family?
Wow, that's a crazy game. Sounds like a lot of fun. But it's dead wrong. There is some fighting. It's about fighting. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I would read the description. A fantastical, dark, and twisted new gameplay experience developed by the renowned team at From Software and published by Activision, directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is a third-person action-adventure game with RPG elements. You essentially play this kind of undead character with this altered like bone arm that's like a grappling hook, and you go around in like this weird kind of hellish version of Japan. You fight monsters and stuff. So what would you think the main character's name is? Michelle. You do not play a woman, so that could be a man. I'm going to give you 0.3 points because we don't know the main character's name.
Okay.
So yeah, you have 0.6 points.
So I should have just left that question blank.
Yeah. No, I gave you the point. You have 0.3 points. So you had 0.3 before. You have another 0.3.
We're moving on.
So you have 0.6 points now. Tell me what Kingdom Hearts 3. Tell me about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, that's about the that's the kid.
If you really do know it, you gotta tell me.
That's the kid that's got like blonde hair, and I think he's like trying to like he's either working with or he's trying to kill the Disney characters.
Okay.
And like, but they kind of like he goes and does stuff, and he just shows up and he's like, "Oh, Stitch is over there." But I think he's trying to like there's like a warlock that like does stuff, and so I'm gonna call him Dak. There's a guy, Dak, and he's got like a giant key sword. And he's trying to unlock like a chest, and like Goofy is a sidekick, and they're going around, and he thinks the chest is here, but instead of the chest being there, he's got to help like Mickey cook some pancakes.
Right.
But he's just searching for this chest, and there's like a lot of like sad music playing. Okay,
so there's no chest, and his name's not Dak, but you are correct about the Disney characters. He's not trying to kill. Well, you're half and half, because some of the Disney characters are turned bad, and most of them are good. So his sidekick is Goofy and Donald Duck, and they travel go into different realms, and each realm is a different Disney movie. So there's like a Pirates of the Caribbean realm and a Little Mermaid realm or whatever. I don't know why I chose 2 water-themed ones, but yeah, you're close. His name is Sora. The main character's name is Sora. It's the third entry. It's the last one. Can you get how many years has it been since Kingdom Hearts 2? If you had to guess.
Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2012.
That's incorrect. It's been 13 years since we saw it.
Exactly.
Since we got we've got a main line.
I meant to say 5.
So the description, these are descriptions I got from Wikipedia. It's an upcoming action role-playing video game developed and published by Square Enix for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's the 12th installment in the Kingdom Hearts series. There's a lot of different kinds of like the DS and stuff.
Yes.
A sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2 and the final chapter in the Dark Seeker saga. Tell me about this game. Is called Control. What's Control about?
Control is this kid who he writes like a letter to this game developer because he can't beat the game. So he writes a letter to him or like an email or tweet, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
And like the kid's like, man, I could do a better job like than you. You don't know what life is. So the guy goes and like the kid wakes up and he's like, so it's kind of weird walking around his life, and he realizes that the guy has kidnapped him and plugged him into a computer.
Wow.
And he says that, well, if I like, I'm gonna see if I can control your life, or maybe he puts the kid in control of the whole world. And at first, the kid's having fun, sending like shark torpedoes at people,
right.
And then he starts realizing he's killing people.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of one of those two avenues is what you're doing. And the kid's name is Jimmy.
Again, I cannot give you points for that because it's female protagonist. I doubt her name is Jimmy. I do not know her name.
Jamie.
But this is not what Control is about. Though that sounds like an actually very interesting video game where you get control of the whole world, but you're taught the value of human life.
Yes.
From all the destruction you cause. Control is actually a game. You play a woman who has become the new director of the Bureau of Control or something of the United States. It's in a different kind of world. And like there's these weird rituals you do. You become the leader of this place. The Bureau of Control is called the oldest house or something. But it's an action game. It's strange. The game's coming 2019. It features a female protagonist who shoots enemies with a shape-shifting gun. It's the sort of thing that doesn't give us much to go on, but Remedy's track record speaks for itself. That's the first people who made it. Essentially, you play this female character who shoots stuff inside this place called the oldest house. There's nothing that has nothing to do with being plugged into a computer.
Yes.
As far as we know, a lot about rituals. Very strange looking. Looks like a lot of fun, but I can't give you any points for that. So It's really totally you up. You have 0.6 points. You needed 2 points to win. So you're dead in the water here. We've got one more. One more game.
I got this one.
If you get this one right all the way through, you will win and you will get the prize.
Okay. What's the prize?
The prize is something I can't tell you about unless you win it.
Okay.
So, this game is called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
Okay. The main character is Captain Spirit.
Okay.
And what it is if a nickel gets like electrified or whatever, like gets struck by lightning, then you like the kid's like, there's something special about this nickel. And Captain Spirit comes to him and he says like, oh, you got my nickel right there. And the kid's like, what? And he's like, I'm Captain Spirit. And he like drops it in his like little like coin purse and like he puts it up. And the kid's like, well, like I want to be an adventurer. He's like, well, if you want to be on my crew, you've got to know like about adventure. You know what to do.
So he's weird Peter Pan character.
Yeah, and so he like takes the kid on this adventure, and the kid's just like seeing all this stuff, and he's like, well, let's go fight the jelly bean people. And they go like and fight them, and he says like, it's bedtime. And he's like, well, no, it's always daytime in Alaska. And they go to Alaska during like that 3-month period where it's always daylight.
Right.
But like they realize he's got to get back home before his parents realize he's missing.
Okay, so you play as the kid who is approached by Captain Spirit.
You can switch back and forth.
Okay.
Gotcha. Sometimes you gotta be Captain Spirit.
Sometimes you gotta be picking up nickels as Captain Spirit. Sometimes you gotta be learning how to adventure as this little boy. Yeah. Which I'm gonna name Nicholas.
I was gonna call him Seamus.
Seamus. Okay, that's even better. Brandon, I'm sorry, that's dead wrong. There's nothing that has nothing to do with this game. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit is actually a free graphic adventure game developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Square Enix. It was released on June 25th, 2018. It's actually released as like kind of a demo, but it was completely free. The plot follows Chris Erickson, a young boy who creates the superhero alter ego Captain Spirit to deal with the loss of his mother. The game received generally favorable reviews, praising the narrative, main character, and script, but criticizing the game mechanics and aspects of the writing. So you play as a child who is dealing with the death of his mother, and he goes into his imagination and plays as this person that he invented called Captain Spirit. So I'm very sorry. Maybe it's sort of about the kid learning to adventure, so I'm going to give you 0.3 points. Which will round up to 1 whole point. So, Brandon, you finish this game with 1 whole point. You do not get the prize.
What was the prize?
The prize was you would receive -1 titty twisters. So now I'm not gonna do that.
Let's say I will fight you.
Yeah, that was what I came up with. It's a bad prize, but this was a fun game. I thought.
Wait, so
I had a good
if
time.
I lose, then it would just be neutral? Because
Well,
if it was -1,
yeah, the way I should have framed it is, if you lose, I'm going to give you a titty twister, and then the prize would be you win -1 titty twisters, which would bring you back to 0.
Yes.
I think, but I said titty twister too many times in the video. I don't like the sound of it coming out of my mouth, so we're going to leave it behind. You didn't win, so there's no prize anyway. But I will, as a consolation prize, let you keep the rest of this Stoke coffee.
Sounds good, Keith.
Brendan, is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience before we go?
If you're a game developer out there, I think I laid down some pretty good ideas. I've played NASCAR a lot, so if you've ever been thinking about how do we combine, like, I was going to say Disney and racing, but cars beat me to that.
Yeah.
If you want to combine, like, if you want to get lows on your game, like, just let me know. I can help you with promotions.
Right. But until next time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Share us with your friends. We'd love to hang out with them too. We love you very much.